Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit, and the mystery of the funny footprints. It was a crisp morning in Pinecone Forest. Benny Bear was out for a stroll, enjoying the sound of leaves crunching under his big furry feet. He was just about to stop at the berry patch when he spotted something strange. "Huh," Benny said, scratching his head. There, in the soft dirt, were footprints, but not normal ones. They were shaped like tiny triangles with swirls at the end, almost like someone had been hopping while spinning in circles. Ruby Rabbit bounced up behind him. "What's the hold-up, Benny?" "Take a look," he said, pointing. Ruby crouched down. "Those are the silliest footprints I've ever seen." Benny nodded. "And they go that way." The two friends followed the trail as it wound through the forest, up a mossy hill, and around the old wishing stump. "This is turning into a proper mystery," Ruby said. "Detective Rabbit is on the case." "And so is Deputy Bear," Benny added. They crept along the trail until the footprints suddenly stopped. Right in front of a big tree stump with mushrooms growing around it. Ruby scratched her chin. Either the creature vanished into thin air, or it's hiding. Benny leaned closer. "Hello, is someone there?" The stump gave a tiny sneeze. "Achoo!" Benny and Ruby jumped. Then from behind the mushrooms out popped a small creature wearing a blue feathered hat, oversized glasses, and boots made of leaves. "Well, hello," it said cheerfully. "Didn't mean to startle you." Ruby blinked. Who are you?" The creature grinned. "Name's Nib. I'm a giggle sprite." "A what?" Benny asked. "A sprite. I travel from forest to forest, spreading laughter. My job is to leave silly footprints, tickle sleeping squirrels, and mix up the bird songs just a tiny bit." Ruby giggled. "So you're the reason the robins were singing like frogs this morning?" "Guilty," Nib said with a bow. "I visit once a year to cause some cheerful confusion." Benny chuckled. "Well, you've definitely confused us." Nib winked. "Perfect. Now I just need to make one last stop before I move on." Ruby's eyes sparkled. "Can we come with you?" "Of course," said Nib. "The more the merrier." The trio trotted off, following a side path to a quiet glade where the elder hedgehogs were having their weekly nap circle. "They're so peaceful," Benny whispered. "Time to change that," Nib whispered back with a grin. He tiptoed forward and gently placed a pinecone under each hedgehog's paw. Then he scattered tickle petals, which look like regular petals but make you sneeze giggle, all around the grass. "Now we wait," Nib said. A moment later, "Choo! Hey! Hey! Oh my!" One hedgehog woke up sneezing, tickled by the petal. Another rolled over and bumped into the pinecone, sat up, and laughed. Did someone bring snacks? In seconds, the nap circle turned into a giggle fest. Even the grumpy Mr. Thistle was chuckling. Benny and Ruby couldn't help but laugh too. "That was amazing," Ruby said. Nib nodded. "A little laughter goes a long way." As the sun began to dip, Nib reached into his satchel and pulled out a tiny whistle shaped like a butterfly. "Time for me to flutter on," he said. "But I'll be back next season with new tricks." "Will we remember it's you?" Benny asked. Nib handed them a tiny scroll. "This tells the story of the day you solved the case of the funny footprints. Read it when you need a giggle." Then with a gust of wind and a swirl of leaves, Nib vanished, just poof into the trees. Ruby stared at the empty spot. "That was the weirdest and most wonderful day ever." Benny nodded. "And we got our giggles in, thanks to a sprite in boots." They walked home, their cheeks sore from smiling and their hearts light. As they reached Benny's den, Ruby unrolled the scroll. Inside were tiny doodles of the whole adventure, including one of Benny and Ruby, laughing beside a trail of silly footprints,